Previously on Press Box Chatter.
This weekend, there are 2 games being played at Lake Tahoe. We secured tickets to both for our intern reporter, Forsyth Applestein.
If Forsyth is able to control his extreme fear of freshwater lakes, he'll join us next episode to recap the action.
Oh, it's Press Box Chatter in 10 minutes or less. Oh, it's Press Box Chatter with Rhyno and the Birdman. These interviews are made up. None of this happened because they're just made up.
I'm just really nervous. I had a really rough weekend, Sam. It wasn't my fault.
Shh, it's okay, Forsyth. Just tell the truth. This could be huge for us. We could have TSN, Sportsnet, and Nickelodeon pick this up.
Okay, so Rhyno The Birdman didn't actually give me any money, and I didn't actually have a hotel.
Hey, whoa, slow down there. Get to the point. Come on now.
Okay, well, you see, I swam from Canada all the way to Lake Tahoe, and when I got there, it was already so dark, and I didn't have a hotel. So I strapped on my snowshoes and searched in the dark for a place to set up camp. Then I took out my cream of mushroom tofu chicken noodle soup and sprinkled some flaming hot Cheetos on top, but I accidentally spilled it all over myself. Drop and roll! Drop and roll! I eventually had to set up a campfire.
Oh my god, this is so f***ing embarrassing.
I woke up in a puddle of water to the sound of hoses being turned on, and I realized I literally pitched camp on the ice. My snowshoes made huge holes in the ice. The fire melted half the blue line in my soup. It was all over the goal crease. It was my fault the games were delayed. Anyway, when I realized where I was, I sprinted off the ice and hid in the tree closest to the ice, and I took in the action from there.
Okay, and what about the actual games? How were they?
Oh yeah, the games. Well, Colorado won 3-2 and Boston took it 7-3, but the real cool part was when McKinnon let me sign his jersey and the Bruins let me drink my mayonnaise and mustard milkshake in their dressing room while they played their victory song, Barbie Girl.
Hey, Pablo Matthews! You're an absolute stud muffin this season. You've been killing it on the ice, with the fans, and in the media. Actually, last Saturday, Sportsnet talked about you for 3.5 hours straight. They said that you were one of the best two-way centers in the entire league. What do you think the keys have been to consistently improving each year?
I don't know.
What about Jumbo Joe? How's he been able to help you this season?
He brightens up my day every day, even when he poops in my house or disobeys me. So probably a good thing he's learning to obey a little bit.
Did I hear that right? Did anybody else hear what he just said?
The biggest stories from the NHL this week.
Prior to his season debut on Saturday, Nico Hischier was named the 12th captain in New Jersey Devils history and the 3rd Swiss-born captain in NHL history.
Travis Zajac, who was drafted by the Devils in 2004, released a statement saying he's fine with not being named captain, pointing out that at his age, he should at least be a colonel.
Sure, yeah, sure.
On Saturday night, Sidney Crosby played in his 1,000th game as a Penguin. Pittsburgh beat the Islanders 3-2, and prior to the game, Crosby was honored by players from around the league, including Alex Ovechkin, who congratulated Sidney on his achievement, even though he made his career a living hell for so many years. Just one night without dreaming about Crosby, please. Batman, get him out of my head.
Crosby is known for having extremely strange and rigid pregame superstitions. In warm-up, all the players took part in the ritual of retying their skates. But according to an insider report, his teammates began the Crosby rituals at the start of the day, which consisted of a morning THC bath bomb in a lukewarm tub of water.
Call me the Perseverance rover, cause I'm on Mars right now, man.
A curling iron to the salad.
Gotta get those curls, baby. A Gretzky from Tim Hortons on the way to his morning skate.
What's a Gretzky?
9 cream, 9 sugar.
They also went for an 87-mile run before warm-ups, just to get the blood flowing a little bit.
You're telling me we gotta hit the ice now? And finally, they all pulled out a replica iPod Nano that Crosby's used for his pregame music since he was drafted, and he threw on some of Nova Scotia's best shanty sea songs. U.S.
Senator Ted Cruz came to the rescue of the Dallas Stars this week. flying the team to Cancun to play home games that were postponed because of severe winter weather in Texas.
Cruz put the Stars up at the same resort where he racked up a ridiculous amount of guest points on a family vacation, while millions of Texans were suffering without electricity, heat, and water.
The Stars rink in Cancun consisted of a swimming pool filled with ice cubes from half-empty piña coladas, which didn't make for ideal conditions, but it was still better than the ice in Lake Tahoe.
There's been some controversial calls lately with regards to garbage goals in front of the net. In Friday's game against the Sens, Joe Thornton had a disallowed goal.
No goal!
As it was deemed that he pushed Matt Murray's pad into the net.
The following night, Jesperi Kotkaniemi put one past Leafs' Frederik Andersen.
Goal!
But Leafs coach Sheldon Keefe challenged for goaltender interference, and the goal was waved off.
No goal!
That same night, Matthew Tkachuk was hacking the Oilers goalie Mikko Koskinen's pads like he was a lumberjack in Scandinavia. And eventually, Andrew Mangiapane put the loose puck into the net.
Goal!
The Oilers challenged for goalie interference, but the call on the play was upheld.
Still a goal!
The league has got to figure out how to be more consistent with these calls. Now, we don't have a lineup plug segment this week, but Ryan, I'll ask you anyway. How should the league fix this?
Well, I think the easiest solution would be to spray Gorilla Glue, which is personally my favorite hairspray.
I've washed my hair 15 times.
That way players won't be able to shove the puck and pad into the net. They'll instead have to shoot it past the goalies.
Our designated music guy, Alex McMullen, could not record a transition song for us here because he was studying for a coding exam. This is our brand new betting corner. Ryan and I are pretty knowledgeable when it comes to predictions. For example, I correctly predicted Florida's unreal start to the season, that Nico Hischier will be named Devils captain by February 20th, and that passing on Connor McDavid in my fantasy draft would turn out to be the worst decision I've ever made. And I traded Makar for Tavares last week.
And I correctly predicted that Stamkos can go 3 weeks without an injury, that David Pastrnak is a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, and that Babcock would go from a Stanley Cup winning coach to a volunteer coach in Saskatchewan.
Didn't you also predict in episode 1 that Buffalo would make the playoffs?
So McDavid and Matthews fanboys have been trashing Wayne Gretzky on Twitter, saying the Great One would never be able to keep up in today's game. Put $1,000 on Gretzky coming back and scoring 20 this season.
Only 20?
Well, he's 60 years old.
Yeah, and so was that joke, buddy.
We've got a parlay lined up for you too, and I wouldn't be surprised if they all hit. As a matter of fact, I'm so confident it's gonna hit that I told Forsyth that if it does, I'll give him Sam's Volkswagen Jetta.
Sorry, did you say my Jetta?
Here's who we've got for Saturday.
The Anaheim Ducks called up Trevor Zegras from the AHL. They play Vegas on Saturday, and we expect Zegras to score at least once.
The Sharks haven't done much this season. Honestly, I forgot they were in the league. But on Saturday night, they host the St. Louis Blues, a team they beat twice and lost to twice, although the games are pretty close. We're picking the Sharks to win this one.
The Hurricanes and Panthers, two of the top teams in the Central Division, go head-to-head on Saturday night. Those two teams are powerhouses right now. If I said that in 2014, you'd think I was delusional. Carolina's getting the edge in this one. And I'm definitely not saying that because I have 3 Hurricanes players on my fantasy team.
So essentially, Zegras anytime goal scorer, Sharks money line, and Hurricanes money line. We owe that proper betting terminology to one of our listeners, Braden Walker. Look, it's no secret Taylor Hall has had a poor season so far. The former Hart Trophy winner has not been the offensive machine he used to be, but Buffalo plays back-to-back this weekend against Philly, and Hall is hungry for a 32-ounce medium rare ribeye steak of Geno's.
I'll be honest with you, Rhino, I still don't really understand that reference, but it's okay. The Flyers are expected to sit Carter Hart after he got torched at Lake Tahoe. And they're gonna throw Gritty in net, so the Big Orange can show what he's got. Put a hefty amount down on Hall to score at least 2 in Saturday or Sunday's games.
Thanks for tuning in to episode 7 of Pressbox Chatter. We really appreciate all the support, and we hope you enjoy listening to our podcast as much as Forsyth enjoys a good old bowl of cream of mushroom tofu chicken noodle soup.
Tune in next week when we recap what should be a crazy first week for All-Star rookie Trevor Zegras. We're predicting 5 bottle rockets, 7 toe drag fake clap bomb helpers, and 5 fights against Ryan Reeves in his first 5 games. Alex, take us home.
Oh, it's press box chatter in 10 minutes or less. Oh, it's press box chatter.